is up, people? This is Sean, the Average Angler. We're going to cover a technique today very near and dear to my heart. And I started throwing this, honestly, with the thought of finding hard spots. And then it kind of turned into a lot more. Finding hard spots, and for those of you that don't know, hard spots are very important, kind of like my shiny head. Hard spots are where bass like to hang out, okay? They use them to spawn, but they also just like them as far as a place to hang around and live. I'm not exactly sure on the reason for that, but it's proven to be true for me, okay? So many years ago, there was an angler that stood on stage at Clear Lake, and I think he had just won the FLW event, and he said, "It's all about hard spots, and I know where there's more than anybody else on this lake." That man's name is Wayne Brazil. I took it as a challenge. I had a house up there at the time. I was there every week. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to throw a 3/4 ounce swing head. All right? Because, and I didn't care about catching anything. I just wanted something that I could feel the bottom really well with and feel for hot spots. Hard spots, not hot spots. Hard spots. So I started trucking around the lake, making casts, and lo and behold, this was very good at identifying hard spots. You could feel it coming through softer bottom. And then when you'd get to some of these smaller rock piles, you'd feel it. It'd start hitting the rocks. If it was smaller rock, you could still feel it. So I started marking these on my graph, right, on my GPS. Well, I can tell you that it held true. What he was saying held true. Especially in the springtime, okay? If you get around docks and stuff, look, we all know the typical hard spots, all right? They tend to throw rock down around all the pilings. But if you find some of these more not obvious hard spots, they've become big producers for me, okay? I have probably over 1,200 waypoints of hard spots alone on Clear Lake. It's not an exaggeration. I spent 4 years doing this, where I would just go out and mark, cast, wind, mark, cast, wind, mark, cast, wind, mark. When you know where they're at, you can go up there and throw what you need to throw on it, right? Could be a drop shot, could be a jig, could be a Senko, could be a jackal flick shake. Really depends on the time of year and those kinds of things. Post spawn, you might be throwing a topwater bait. The importance of hard spots that I've learned is that hard spots hold fish. Hard spots hold fish year round. Fish love grass. There's no doubt about it. And that's the beauty of this. If you find some hard bottom in and around some areas where grass grows up, now you found the mother lode, right? It's got everything they want. The grass, there's hard spots, which means there's going to be some openings for them to hang out in. And it's a way of finding locations without spending a lot of time graphing, or if you don't have the expensive graphs, or if you're a bank fisherman. Maybe you're a kayak fisherman. Maybe you're in a John boat, don't have graphs. Hopefully you can use the GPS on your phone if nothing else, because getting back to them is important. That's kind of the point of finding them. You can always get a handheld if need be. Or you can just buy an inexpensive GPS unit for your boat. That's pretty easy to do nowadays, I think, if you're not getting all the doodads and gadgets. You don't need all that stuff. This is still a way to locate places to help you catch fish. For the bank angler, you can really put together a little group of areas that you can focus on. So this here, and I don't know the brand, there's a lot of swing heads out there. This one's, and I don't know, the piece of metal, you can see it coming out right here, right there. Let me get that in the camera, right there, right? I believe that's the other side of the keeper there, okay? This is a cheap one, I don't mind losing, so I'll use these for searching. And I'll put some of these down in the description. I don't remember the name of this one. This is one you spin the hook on, and so you can change the hook. And quite honestly, I would never use that hook. And this is what comes on them, comes with them. That's a terrible hook for this jig, okay? To me, it's pointing down. The hook ties up top there. You're gonna pull up. I just don't like that. Give me the regular old EWG Superline hook. If I'm fishing spotted bass lakes or that, I might go to a light wire. We're gonna get to something here in a second. This is a local maker. You order them how you want. That one's got a light wire hook on it. Okay, still EWG. You'll see these are fixed here, okay? Which is what I don't like about them. Now this one has a split ring, you can see there, right? Owner Hyperwire split ring. This is by far my favorite head. This is an Owner. They're no longer produced. I have thousands of them. The reason I started buying these is that split ring, because I could change the hook. They come with a 5/0. Superline hook. Okay, there you go. They're all labeled also. I know it's backwards. I figured out why it's printing backwards, but I need to find a solution for it. Because if I don't see myself in the screen, I don't know if I'm in the right spot or showing you guys properly. Anyway, that's a 3/8 ounce head. 3/8 ounce swing head. The split ring on these Owners is the whole thing. And I think the reason these didn't survive was Owner called them a swim bait head, hook, whatever. And I have thrown a swim bait on it, not very much. To me, they work much better as a typical swing head with a jig craw type presentation, okay? So this is my advice, and let me tell you, okay, the 3/4 ounce I'm throwing on a 7'6" flipping stick. I went through a lot of rods trying to find the right pairing, okay? And line. And this is what I'm going to tell you. Sum it up real quick. Braid, and look, we all have different hook sets, so it could be my problem. Braid, I was ripping a giant hole in the fish, and when they jump, they'd throw the bait. Same type of thing was happening if I had too stiff of a rod. I settled in on the Daiwa Tatula Elite 7'6" flipping stick, which is a little bit more of a parabolic bend. And I'm going to put all this down in the description for you, okay? I'll put some swing heads, and actually a great swing head that is similar to the owner. Doesn't have the split ring, but it comes out of snags due to the shape of the head really well, is the Strike King. There goes the brain again. Structure head. Okay, it's kind of a cross between call it a pointed football head, if you will. Anyway, I found out it comes out of snags exceptionally well. And here's the beauty. For those of you that hung around this long to see this part of the video. A few years back, I had 48 fish over 8 pounds on Clear Lake. 47 of them came on this rig. Swimming it, okay? Swimming it, bumping bottom. I discovered the technique by looking for hard spots. My first 2 bites were over 6 pounds. The first one I thought was a mistake. The second one I thought, now it's a pattern. Doesn't work every year, every time of year, whatever. You gotta kind of see when it's on, see when it's not. But I will tell you, it works the majority of the year. It works the majority of baits. I've done it with brush hogs, Z-craws, rage bugs, anything with any kind of tail on it that's gonna kick. You can throw 10-inch worms. You can throw dead ringers. It's really limitless. It's a great way to cover water with a bottom bouncing presentation. Not one I wanted to give up, but I appreciate you guys watching the channel. I appreciate you subscribing. Go out there, get you some. This technique isn't for everybody. I've tried to teach friends. Some of them just can't get it. Others get it no problem. I think having the right equipment's part of it, okay? That's going to be down in the description. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.